What's good, guys? It's your boy, Dat Boy, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw teeth. Uh, Make sure you like, subscribe. If you like this tutorial, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, and turn on notifications. And let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all, something really quick on how I usually draw teeth. What I usually do is, I make a quick, like mouth shape or like a half circle or whatever. It's just something really quick because I want to get into the explanation bit. And then what I like to do now, this is what I like about blocking. Now you can, if you're blocking like teeth, for example, you could go something like this. Or what I like to do, because I don't like to do that much, because it just shows the teeth how it is. I like to actually put the gums, like start with the gums first, like this. And the reason I like to do it is because I can actually like position the teeth on where they're going. Like, okay, that didn't sound right, but basically, you just align the teeth how I really want it, to look, instead of having it already planned out like that. You could do that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a quick and easy way to do teeth. And then you do like this, because now you know where your teeth are gonna be, right? And then the bottom ones typically like near the front, there are more teeth in the front, but you could have it like the same amount of teeth. It doesn't really matter. Me personally, I like to make them a little bit smaller because in reality they are a little smaller. I'm kind of rushing it, so it's not looking all too good. Like, also, when you're doing this and the teeth are closed, always prioritize the top teeth because those are the ones that are going to mostly be shown. So always, put that when you're doing the thing, prioritize them. Don't prioritize the bottom teeth because if you do that, it'll look weird unless they have an underbite or something. And then what I like to do here is I like to do this. Now, the thing I like about this is what I could do if I really wanted to. If I wanted the gums to show a lot, I could, take it out and do like this, and maybe, do like that, do something like that. I could put it in a little bit, something like that. Or, I could just put it normal. Now, I also make some darkness right here so you can actually like tell. It does look a little bit weird, but I'm going to get into a better explanation and I'm going to give you a better example later. Hold on, you got to get this a little better. I think so. There we go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, but that's a pretty easy way on how you would, draw teeth. But let's get into a more in-depth explanation. There's a lot of like positions or places like teeth you will probably see teeth. Like, for example, 90% of the time, teeth aren't gonna look like this because when you smile, you're not gonna see all your canines like that. You're probably gonna see it something like this. I know it kind of looks weird, like the way he's like, what is he doing? Why does he look like that? But 90% of the time, like if you smile like right now and take a picture, your teeth are probably gonna look like this. You're not gonna see your bottom teeth, and that's always something you should probably consider. You don't have to draw your character with both of his canines smiling out like that, or you don't even have to do this. You could do something like this. You see the difference? You got, hold on, let me zoom out. You got this, and you got this, you got this, and you got this. It conveys a different emotion. Like if you're drawing and he's like mildly irritated, you don't want to draw something like that. You gotta draw something like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not messing around. What about like teeth in perspective? Now I have a few examples right here. You got like this. You got, this is like, I think this is still side view. This is just him smiling. You got that. You even got this. This is really into perspective, getting really dynamic into teeth. I'm about to get into some more examples like this. Okay, so let me explain some of this. Now, when you are drawing like teeth and you're drawing it way more dynamic, you will be able to see like the teeth actually in the mouth. Like, for example, this is in 3/4 view. In 3/4 view, you're gonna be able to see the teeth like inside the actual mouth. And the thing I really like about teeth in mouth is they're super easy. They're way easier than the ones up in the front, because really the only thing you have to do is draw like just the teeth just a little bit smaller. For example, in this example, you probably can't even see the top teeth. Like, even if I zoom in a little bit, you could see the bottom teeth really good. And the main thing, most of your drawings, when you're drawing teeth, unless you're drawing your teeth a little bit more upward or something like this, well, his teeth would probably be higher. This is not really a good example for top teeth, like seeing the inside of the top teeth, but the bottom teeth, that will happen a lot. And you want to make those a little bit bigger, but they're just still super easy because you're just drawing a bunch of little circles. I really do like this example, this other example of like this. I just showed it though, and you could see the bottom teeth are like curled in. But this is a really good example of the top teeth being shown a lot. You see, I just kept the gum pattern going that I had going on with this, but it's mostly easy. I added this. This really didn't even need to be added. This is really that right there. That teeth would be unnecessary. And here's another example. This is side view. It doesn't really look like side view, but it definitely is side view. Hold on, let me move this up. Okay, the thing I like about side view is that you could still see like the other teeth, like the other side of the teeth, because even if I were to erase that, it would look super weird. And honestly, the thing about side view teeth is, especially when they're smiling, I'm gonna go back to the other one. So the thing I want to say about like side view teeth, like closed for example, is it doesn't have to come out like this. Like, yeah, I did say the front has priority, but realistically, come on, man, you don't need, unless he has like an overbite. Your character has an overbite. He doesn't need to have this crazy teeth like that. I mean, you can do it. You can still do it if you want to, but again, that's probably better if he has a major overbite. You get what I'm saying? Or like a weird look. Yeah, just a weird like off tooth. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you the better example, which is right here. Honestly, side view, when I'm doing side view to be on the like good side, I would keep your teeth even. And the main reason I say that is because you don't want, unless your character has an overbite. If you don't want him to look like he has an overbite, they should probably stay even. Although your teeth, like your front teeth, are mostly in front of your bottom teeth. Again, you don't want it to look like he has an overbite unless he has an overbite. So keep that into consideration when you're drawing side view closed. And also, I would say open too, because again, you can make, when his mouth is open, you can make it look like he has an overbite if you're not really locked in, you know. All right, I'm about to show you a good example. First, I feel like what I'm gonna do is like, I'm gonna do it like someone angry. The main reason is because how I started wanting to draw realistic teeth is I was drawing Goku one time, right? And I'm looking, and their teeth doesn't have gums. Just like, it looks so weird. And that's my journey. And I just started like studying it and figuring out how to do it. But I'm gonna do that, right? Basically, what you want to do, you could actually start a square. Actually, I'm gonna do a square because I feel like, or a rectangle, not a square. I'm gonna do a rectangle because actually I feel like it can help like beginners way more than just like starting off with the base. Since that base is not gonna, normal base is not gonna be like your final result. Like just drawing the mouth how it is, you might think it's the final result and you might struggle, but it's not. And I want to tell you that right now. All right, basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna do like this. Like this. All right. Now the thing about this is I am gonna try to like predict, like with this first tooth. That other thing, the first example that I showed you guys. This is what I'm actually going to do is here, because it is kind of a little confusing right here, because since I'm going to have the gums out a little bit more, I'm definitely going to stretch out the gums bigger than the square. Like, I'm not going to try to keep everything in the square. Like, I want you to know this, and just because, like, you made a base and something doesn't fit the base, you can make the base bigger. No one's going to, like, slime you out for making the base, smaller. I'm going to just start with the top teeth, just, like, not confuse you guys, because I feel like I'm being a little confusing right now. Like, oh, you're starting with the top teeth, now we're going down to the bottom teeth? Keep that like that. And what I like to do is I like to still like draw the teeth on like how they're supposed to be. I know that's like weird, but I'm gonna tell you guys why. Alright, now bottom teeth. Bottom teeth I don't have to do that because the way I had, hold on, I need to curve this and curve this too. Basically, I don't have to do, I'm gonna do it anyway because this is better. Also gonna get this right here. Boom. I'm gonna draw this. I'm not gonna draw the whole thing right now because I don't know where I want to do with this. Actually, no, you know what? Alright, now that we have that, this is the fun part that I like to do. We can take it out the square. You could actually just erase the square now, because the square is unneeded now. It's unwanted. Or you can keep the square if you want to keep, you know, guiding yourself. What I like to do, I'm going to do like that. I'm going to do like that. And I'm going to curve this out. Like all these teeth are not going to be shown like that. And I can erase this part, right? And the thing is, what I can do here is I can just add some gums to make it a little bit more dynamic, you know. Same thing with this part. I do like that. And I come out. And I do like that. Now, I erase all this extra stuff. I'm gonna erase this real quick because the lines, you know, the only downside about the technique of the way I draw teeth is that there's just gonna be a lot of lines when you're done, which, you know, people might not like that. So people might not, you know, take my technique. You know, it works. It works pretty good. You know. Let's fix the bottom teeth. Honestly, if I were you, I would add maybe like some teeth marks for the bottom teeth because I did kind of, you know, mess their shine up. They kind of look weird. You can also add it over here to show the individual teeth. Again, this is really your option. It can only make your drawing. You can't really break your drawing. Even if it did, the only thing you gotta do is lock in. That's the bottom. And that's like really aggression. Add some details like that, you know, put one like that. Actually, I might do like that. Something like that, not like that, not like that, you know. Honestly, I would add way better details, but I was just doing something quick. This is one example. I'm gonna show you another example. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do like one more example because I do want this video to be like at least 10 minutes. It's probably gonna be over that, but I don't want it to be at least 20 minutes. Last one, we're gonna do a side view with the mouth open because I know that's probably a little hard. What should I do? Happy? I'm gonna do it like happy. Honestly, I would do like the same thing that I did like aggression because aggression shows the gums and everything. But maybe we need like, maybe you probably need something like smiling from side view because shouting is pretty easy from side view. If you're genuinely asking me, I feel like if you're being more aggressive from side view, it's easier than if you're just like, you know, smiling. I mean, he has his mouth open, so it probably is gonna be way easier. And I actually have not done this at all, so this would actually be my first time doing it. But I think it'd be pretty easy. Basically, what you want to do, I just made the little shape right here. Actually, you could do something like this. You know, keep it what's it called, aligned. I'm gonna do it today. I wouldn't usually do that. I'm gonna just do that just to make it look like it's not that hard because it's not. Just to, for the beginners back there, you know, beginners in the back. Yeah, okay, we got the first done already. Now we have to do this part, the bottom teeth. The bottom teeth, did I ever mention like side view? Or like from the side? They're about the same. In the front though, that's where this changed. I'm gonna change the mouth shape. Always remember, you can always change how things look. You don't have to stick with one thing. That's one thing I like about art. You can always change it. Even when stuff gets permanent, you can fix your mistakes if you know what you're doing. Anybody can. No. Alright, let's start with the bottom teeth. Again, I like to draw the gums first, so I know where my teeth will get aligned. Honestly, I'm trying to align this up better. You don't have to align the teeth up as much. Again, your teeth aren't probably aligned perfectly. Teeth aren't perfect. Actually, I ended up making less. You know what? Just for the sake of time, I'm not gonna fix it. Just gonna keep it like this. They kind of make these kind of weird. Kind of make it less spiky. Just more like round stuff. Alright, now I'm gonna start with the bottom. Or actually, no, I'm gonna actually do the tongue because the tongue's actually really important. It separates the bottom teeth. Actually, I'm gonna make it lower. Actually, tongue, you start down, do like that. Tongue's pretty easy to deal with, even if you don't really know how to draw it. Good. You can always, it's easy to figure out this. I like this part because I don't have to draw the whole thing. Boom. That's one part done. Let's get the second part done. Let's lock in this one. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Looks a little weird. a little better for me. So, we have like right here. There you go. Now I'm gonna make the thing. I kind of like want to make it like an emerald thing. Honestly, that looks more like a shine, honestly, but it's also kind of like a smudge. I'm gonna like try to polish it a little more. Put the little thing right with the gums. Put a little shade. I know I'm doing unnecessary stuff. Like, you got to, bro. You gotta make sure the viewers know what's going on. The lips, you know. Hold on, let me do like this. Yeah, there we go. You know, just because you like that. He's laughing. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? You know what? That's all I'm gonna do for today. Make sure if this tutorial actually helped you, which I'm hoping it did, because you know it's my first time really doing a drawing tutorial. Make sure you like, subscribe, you know, hit the bell, leave a comment, tell me your opinion, give tips to me and the beginners who are watching this, because you know we're all trying to help each other out. But that boy out. I'll see you boys later.